Good. The weekend.
The weekend, Jace.
Weekend,
it's the Sports Bar Derby.
It is the Sports Bar
We've
Derby.
gone on about it. Now, tonight, we're going to discuss it. It's a huge game. Chelsea v Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been Spurs' bogey team. We never get a result at the Bridge. It's so frustrating. And you come in here chirpy as anything every single time. But I think now's the moment.
Yeah.
I think now's the moment for Spurs to turn the tide and start becoming the biggest team in London again. Because
what do you mean again?
Well, we've always we were.
What do you mean again?
Well, before Chelsea were like any good.
What, 1961?
Yeah.
Is that you got to go back to 61 before the World Cup? Honestly,
Listen, we've got the best stand. We've got the best stadium.
A brilliant stadium.
We've got the best. We've got the best manager.
You've got one of the best.
Got one of the best.
Got one
managers.
of the very best. Yep.
Best training facilities.
They've all
best
got
striker in the world.
One of the best.
Best
strikers.
left winger.
One of the best strikers, definitely. Yeah.
So I think now's the time to make our mark. And I know there's a lot of Spurs fans out there who will know this is a big moment for us. And I think it's a good time to play Chelsea because you're still a little bit on the hangover of last season. You wasn't great against Everton. I think we're going to go there and we're going to absolutely destroy you.
I mean, I do love this. I mean, if there's one fan base that do make me giggle, it's always Spurs. I mean, you're there. I've got to give you a lot of credit for just how many so it's 30 years of the Premier League. So I joined in '92 just for the Premier League, right?
Played 5
in
games.
that 30 years,
You played 5
2
games.
trophies, one every 15 years. I mean, no, is that? I mean, this is
the only argument you've ever got. This is the only argument you've ever got.
It's just
you bought the league, all right? You bought the league. You cashed the league off for years.
I'll have you know, we're winning European trophies before Roman rocked up, all right? We're winning the Cup Winners' Cup, won the Super Cup, beat Real Madrid, before even Roman knew who Chelsea Football Club was, all right? FA Cup, so come on. Spurs had the biggest underachievers of the so-called Big Six. 2 Carabao. So if you're an alien, right, and you come down, you listen to Spurs fans talking, right? You come down, you listen, and you hear what you go on about. You're thinking, my God, this Spurs must be a great side. Can't wait to see what trophies they've got. Let's go to the trophy. You walk in and go, huh? What?
It's a good tour around the Spurs Stadium, by the way. Great tour.
Great tour.
It's a great tour.
How long does it take to go around the trophy cabinet? You walk in, literally, it's like walking past the fridge, and open the fridge, there's nothing. There's a pint of milk and an out-of-date yoghurt. That's what it is.
And a Carabao Cup.
What it is. One win in Cup in there. And there it is in the back. 1 win in 30 years at Stamford Bridge, right at the back.
Come on, Jace. Give us a bit of credit because it's a big moment for us.
Listen, you've got a good team.
You are rattled a little bit. You were making excuses, but when we talked about this in our little team meeting, you were making excuses for Chelsea.
No, I think we're undercooked right now. I said that. I said after Everton, I don't think we looked fit second half. I didn't think we looked fit against Arsenal. And I think it is a good time to play us, actually. Anton Ferdinand made a great point before, saying about Koulibaly doesn't look quite at it. We don't look sharp. So there are. So I'm not using that as an excuse at all because, pre-season is there to make sure everyone's fit. So, but it just does. You do make me laugh. Spurs, this fan base, the noisiest fan base, has got nothing to shout about. Yet you find something.
What do you mean we've got nothing to shout
about?
Oh,
we've got a great training ground.
We've got a Champions League football this season.
We've got lots of concrete and plastic seats in the biggest lot, in a nice order. It's true. It's true, though.
Yeah, but this is always the argument. But come on, this is... How do you think the game's going to go?
I think it'll be a very tight game. I'll take a draw now.
You take a draw.
I take a draw now.
You're giving it the big un. You take a draw.
Actually, I'm not giving it the big un. Now, when have I given it the big un?
Oh, you're still Spurs.
No.
Is that not giving it the big un?
No.
You just said that you've won this and you've won that. What do you mean you're not giving it the big un?
See, I've not even mentioned the Champions League a couple of years ago. Not mentioned the Super Cup last season or the Club World Cup. But now I just did. But no, this will be a tough game. I don't doubt this will be a tough game at all. But how many times have I sat here and then I've heard Spurs, we'll do this, and we could do that, yeah? And then once we've done that, we're going to do this. Once we've done this, we're going to do that, yeah? At the end of the season, how'd that go? There's always next season. That's all I hear.
Yeah, but we had the changeover last season, didn't we? Now we've built something. I feel like we've built We've built a squad. Finally.
You know that squad's going to shape up.
Of course we do. We can see it already.
Oh, you can see it?
We pumped Southampton. And now we're going to pump you at the weekend.
There's not even any irony there, is there? Eh? Do you know what Spurs are? You're all fart and no poo. That's what Spurs are.
Brilliant.
There you are.
I mean, it's a lovely analogy of what our football
That's what
club is.
Spurs are, right? They're all fart. They're all sitting there making loads of noises, all that, right? And at the end of it, nothing to show for it.
Is that what you've come up with? That's your analogy. That's what come to your head
Do you know what's
when you've been here since 7 p.m.
Do you know the badge? No, what's written in Latin under the badge? Your Spurs badge. Someone should change. Go all fart, no poo.
You're a disgrace.
But you are though.
We're not.
You've had 2 poos in 30 years.
No, we'd stepped up last season. We got Champions League football, and we were written off.
Poor old what about Burnley? Who stepped up at Burnley? Conte was a broken man, poor thing. If he could have cried there and then, he would have done.
He's crying having to listen to your nonsense. Let's go to Jeff, who's a Chelsea fan. Jeff, good evening.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Yeah, we're
right,
good,
Jeffrey.
Jeff. Look, it's a big game. It's the Sports Bar derby. We're building up to it. I think this is a tough moment for Chelsea. I know history would say that we've not been good at the bridge and all that nonsense, but I think now we are looking at a really good Tottenham side.
Yes, 100%. Especially going forward, you're one of the best teams in the league. But I would say we're still Chelsea, and we've got a fully fit squad. And I know Jason mentioned he'll take a draw, but I don't think he actually thinks that.
Yeah, right now I don't think. In fact, you know what? I think Spurs will take a draw as well.
Excuses in
You know,
already.
I think Spurs will take a draw. I don't think Spurs are bad. I don't think a draw is a bad result for both teams at this stage of the season. I really don't. I think if it ends up 1-1, I think both teams will go, do you know what? It could have been worse, could have been better.
No, I want
Stay
to
up
win.
both sides.
I want to
stay.
win. I want to put a marker down. We got to put a marker down.
What marker you put down?
We're going to put a marker
Here
down.
we go. Here's all the fart. Here's all the fart. Here we go.
3-0.
Here's all the fart.
Kane gets a couple. Son turns up. Romero's amazing at the back. That's what's going to happen.
Here we go.
I'm bigging it up.
Of course you are. I've never known a fan base to talk so much fart.
Jeff, look, Chelsea, for me, are bringing in some good players. And Thomas Tuchel, for me, class act. I love him as a gaffer. But against Everton, you wasn't great. I mean, the penalty decided it. Do you think there's still a little bit of a hangover from last season and all the change that's been gone on?
I don't think so. I think, the biggest reason people are looking at us in a negative way is the loss to Arsenal. And that's when we played Port at the back. I think against Spurs, we'll go back to a 3-4-3. And we've got a fully fit squad at home. I can't see us losing to Spurs.
It's going to be a tough game for both teams. Anyone that thinks that if any Spurs think, you think it's going to be 3-0, I find it laughable that you think.
No, I don't think it's going to be 3-0. I'll go 2-1. I'll be realistic. It's 2-1 Spurs.
Sorry, you conceded to Southampton. You went 1-0 down at home.
Oh yeah, and then scored 4.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
it's
saying.
the Premier League.
I'm just saying.
James Ward-Prowse's the top player. Teams are going to score against you.
I'm just saying. All right?
What are you just saying?
Just saying. That's what.
You scored a penalty against Everton. You ain't got a striker.
Mind you, we ain't won there for 5 years, by the way.
Everton.
Yeah, we won there for 5 years. It's a good result for us.